Let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome to the call, guys. Amazing. So, like I say, we do these calls every single week, when possible. Mindset's everything. I did stop these calls for a while, but a lot of people just kept blowing my phone up asking for them back. So I thought I'd bring them back. Drop a yes in the chat if you actually enjoy these calls. If you take value from these calls, let me know. Because I mean, I hear myself speak every day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, they can't want to hear it again. You know what I mean? So, but people seem to like it, so it's all good. A little bit about myself. If you could actually picture, in fact, I'll drop some words in the chat. Let me know. Someone who's like got the characteristics of like the opposite to success. Just describe that person in the chat for me. What does that person do? Like, can you describe someone who's like, the opposite to success? Can we just see some words? Lazy, desperate, dosser, procrastination, dorkalicious. Okay. I don't think I was ever a dork. Uneducated. Yeah. You see, guys, you all knew the old me. Hang on a minute. That's crazy, man. Like, that's mad. It's almost like you all knew exactly who I was, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. That's crazy, man. Well, definitely not a blue nose. I mean, things weren't that bad. Things were bad, but they weren't like that bad. Do you know what I mean? I was still a Villa fan. There was a bit of good. Um, but yeah, man. Listen, guys. My name's Jake. Obviously, I've been in this information now, this in this world for about like 7, 8 years, man. Um, I got introduced to this way of living through an audio, which I'm going to talk a little bit about today, called The Strangest Secret. I got introduced to this business, affiliate network marketing. I actually tell people I thought it was a scam. I signed up anyway. Why? Because I was already losing. I was already being scammed. I was in my situation for 7, 8 years, still nowhere near freedom. What I was doing clearly wasn't working. I'm like, is it legal? Yeah. Let me try some. Let me just do something else. So, and I've kind of lived by a few basics of success, since that day. And I'm going to talk about those basics today. If you've ever been to any one of my trainings, I always talk about that. If you go to not just my trainings, the cool thing about this leadership is that we're all on the same page. Like my leader talks about the four basics, his leader talks about the four basics, his leader talks about the four basics. So I am going to talk about the four basics on this call because some of you need reminding. I see a lot of good people. They get talked out of their goals and dreams by people that aren't necessarily living the life that they want, right? So that's super important that you lock into someone who actually knows what they're talking about, right? So I'm super fired up, man. So first of all, I want to know in the chat who has actually heard the audio, The Strangest Secret. Who's actually heard of the audio? For the guests on the line, we are a team called Lifestyle Mastery Group. We're inside a company called Jifu. We're changing lives. We help them save money. We help them make money in the markets. It's an educational platform. All right. And you can actually build a business with it as well. It's the most beautiful business on the planet. Let me explain why. I'll say like thousands of times. I call these people out Strangest Secret. So go to YouTube, just type in Earl Nightingale Strangest Secret, guys, and definitely give that a listen today if you can. The Strangest Secret. But let me explain, why I was like, yeah, fired up, super fired up about this particular industry. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich. And this book has actually gone ahead and created more millionaires than any other book, right? The individual who wrote this book, his name's Napoleon Hill. It took him 2 decades to write this book. 2 decades, right? So how it happened is Andrew Carnegie, who's actually from Fife in Scotland, became the first, the world's first billionaire. In today's money, he'd be definitely a trillionaire. And he basically connected Napoleon Hill with all the most successful people on the planet in that time. Okay. I'm not going to name their names, but all the most successful people basically the people that built America, right? And what happened is obviously this book, was actually put on the market, got took off the market because for those that don't know, the system is literally wired for people to lose. Someone sent me a photo this morning. Hey man, this person said that GFU's got a negative review on Trustpilot. I said Trustpilot. Let me tell you who doesn't write reviews. Can I tell you the sort of person that doesn't write reviews on Trustpilot? Winners. So if you imagine who is writing reviews on Trustpilot, that'll give you an indication. If you want to listen to those people who write on Trustpilot, guys, get off today's call, go and read a newspaper and just accept the fact that you are going to live a mediocre life for the rest of your life. Just letting you know. Just accept it. You are born to lose, okay? Because you're playing into the system that is literally designed and programmed to keep people average. It's called the Matrix. And you have to have a backbone. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for what you know to be true. You've all heard this information and you know it's true, but you're still swayed by average people. Some of you, you're still swayed by what Dave thinks at work. No offense to any Daves on the line. It's always Dave. I always use Dave as an example. All right. Anyway, this book, the author, he actually mentored the person who made the strangest secret audio. This guy mentored Earl Nightingale. The strangest secret put personal development on the map. When I heard the strangest secret, I felt like I was being like baptized in real time. I actually was working my job. I just paused. I just stopped. I was like, what? The key, he was like, the keys to success and failure are, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's he going to say here? What are the next word that he's going to utter out of his mouth? And he said, we become what we think about. And I was like, oh shit, no way. You have to rewind it did he just say that? Oh, Nightingale, he went on to mentor a guy called Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, he actually taught the principles of of success after becoming a millionaire after applying them, creating creating so many millionaires I can't even name it. He was teaching the principles of success for literally up almost 70 years of his life. He got interviewed near the end of his career. And guys, are you all listening to what I'm about to say? The guy went to him, Bob Proctor, after your entire life, all of the compounded information that you've studied, worked with, applied, right? Knowing what you know now, if you could go back to your 20-year-old self, if you could go back to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell him? And he said, I'd get into network marketing. Guys, I cannot make it up. So never ever listen to people that say it's a pyramid, that say it's a scam, that because scam stands for still confused about money. Are there scams out there? For sure, 100%, guys, 100%. But you need to understand what English, what sort of environment that you're in. Does that make sense? Like, there's still people that think that trading's a scam. Like, what planet are these people living on? Does that make sense? You all know. So that's why you all, the ones that have showed up on today's call, you've all decided to say, listen, do you know what? I've decided to take control of my life. I'm here to lead my family to the promised land. Well, you need to be solid. You need to know who you are. You need to know how to make decisions. You need to know what's right, what's wrong, who to listen to, who to thank for their opinion, and then crack on with your life anyway. Right? Does that make sense, guys? Drop a yes if you're with me. So, in The Strangest Secret, it talks about we live in the richest world that there's ever been. We've literally been working up to this point for for so long, and a lot of people they don't even know what's going on. They sort of take it for granted. Okay, let me tell you something. It's literally never been easier to make money than it is right now. It's never been easier. It's never been easier. And there was a study done where if you take 100 people and you ask them at the age of 25, hey, listen, do you want to become successful? Every single one of them will say, yes, I do want to become successful. Yes, I do. And they'll say it with like enthusiasm. They'll be fired up. Yes, I do. I want to become successful. Did you know by the age of 65, one will be rich, four will be financially independent, and the rest would still be working slash broke, living paycheck to paycheck or dead. Does that make sense? By the age of 65. What separates the ones that do it in the 5% and the ones that don't? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what that is? Maybe, let me know in the chat. What separates the ones that do it and the ones that don't. What is it? What is that one word? Fraser just nailed it straight away. Look, just ruined it for everyone. Absolutely nailed it. Goals. That is the difference between the best and the rest. The masses and the winners. Honestly, guys, that is it. Goals. Goals. So a goal is something that we think about. Oh, Nightingale said the key to success and failure is we become what we think about. Without the goal, guess what we think about? All types of crazy. We don't even, guys, we think about nothing. So we end up becoming nothing. We drift through life. One day we want to be a broccoli. The next day we want to be a potato. The next day we want to be a steak. And then guess what? 2, 3, 4 years down the line, you've just drifted and you've ended up somewhere you didn't even want to be. Do you know why? Because you never entered the postcode. You never typed in the postcode into the sat nav, into the reticular activating system, into your subconscious mind. Success, for those that don't know, right, is because I am very result focused, but I also understand what success is. So success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. That's what it is. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal, meaning if you are working towards a goal today, you are a successful person by definition. And the thing is, once you hit that goal, that doesn't make you successful. You know what does? Setting the next one. Setting the next goal makes you a successful person. People think that when you reach a destination, you've made it. No, when you reach a destination, if you don't very quickly look at the next goalpost, you will start to feel depressed and confused as to why you now have what you thought you wanted, but it's not fulfilling you. Does that make sense? You either have a goal or you will work for someone who has a goal. For those that have a job, do you know your boss, your CEO, they have a goal? Do you have a goal? Well, Jake, I can't set a goal because, my job only pays me so much. Money doesn't come from your job. Money doesn't come from your business. Money doesn't come from trading. Money comes from God. Money comes from the universe. Money comes from infinite intelligence. That's where it comes from substance. That's where money comes from. It comes from the universe, guys. How it's going to come in, I mean, yes, okay, that's obviously depending on what vehicle you choose to use. But yeah, money's energy. That's what it is. You're going to attract it, but you need to first set the goal. Here's how the mind works. I want you to imagine right now. I want you to actually genuinely imagine, like like fertile soil. We live in Devon. There's so much like mud and dirt and soil. I want you to imagine like soil. When the farmer goes over it though with his, I don't even know what it's called, guys. So I live down here. I see them every day. I don't know what they're called. Those things that like churn up the soil. It's like proper, like it's ready. Just looks like fresh. If you can get dirt that looks fresh, um, it's just ready to receive anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't actually care what it receives. This is how your mind works. Your subconscious mind does not care what it receives. What it's going to do is it's going to give back in abundance what you give it. Think about it. If you plant a carrot seed in soil, what's going to sprout from that seed? Like, obviously, it's common sense, right? What's going to sprout? Carrots. Well, guess what, guys? Your mind, if you plant poverty, if you plant doubts, negativity, if you will let people, if you let people around you talk, like yesterday we went for some food. Me and my wife, we like to go. We like to have our date nights on Saturday night. And yesterday we went to a proper fish and chip shop. Man, it was amazing, real fresh. I was like, this is so fresh. I said, excuse me, was this fish caught today? She was like, this morning. I was like, oh my God, that's fresh. And anyway, my son, he was stood there and the waitress come up. Now, she didn't mean anything bad. This is not a negative. I'm just saying be aware of it. The waitress came over and she was like, hello to my boy. My boy's like 2 years old. And he was like, just sort of looked to her like, by the way, I've got sunglasses on because it pisses off people that aren't consistent taking the action. When I wear sunglasses, it pisses off the people that are not consistently taking action. Just letting you know. Another reason why I wear glasses indoors is because I can. Does that make sense? So just to let you know. So anyway, the woman looks at my son and goes, "Ah, he's shy. He's shy." And I was like, "No, he's confident." I said, "He's really confident. Come here, boy." I said, "You're so confident, aren't you, boy? You're so confident. You're a winner. You're a champion. You're a leader of leaders." And the woman looked at me like, "What's going on?" I'm like having to like quickly because guys, children are so impressionable. And when another adult, oh, you're, oh, he's shy. No, he's not. Are you mad? He's so outgoing, very sociable. He can talk to anyone. Super confident. That's who he is. He can meet anyone. But so guys, what I'm trying to say, because I know how the subconscious mind works. And especially children, they haven't even got really a conscious mind. They're just a walking, talking subconscious mind. So anything that is going on around them is going in, and the subconscious mind is just accepting it. See, adults, we build the conscious mind. It's kind of like, when I first got into this information, the subconscious mind. You ever seen I used to play football on a Sunday morning. I used to like, and if it, some days when it was like super muddy, if I didn't like wash my boots, the next day the mud would be like rock hard. You have to like bang your boots together, and all the hard mud would come off. That's how most people's minds are when you show them a new opportunity, when you try and get them involved in what and start thinking this way. They haven't that their mind is so like solid. It's just crazy, but it takes repetition. It takes you watering on the soil to soften it before they can even accept this new information. Oh, it's actually quite a good example, actually. No one cares what you know until they know how much you care. Does that make sense? Most people, guys, are in a hypnotic rhythm. They're just habitually losing day after day, day after day, day after day. Like I know men in their 40s that are not financially free yet, and they still go out and drink and have fun. Oh no, I'm stepping on some toes now. Some of you are wishing you ever jumped on now, aren't you? Let me repeat it. There's still men today in their 40s that are not financially free, time free, that still want to have fun. Just that, yeah, just that. I'll finish there. Fun. Let me give you a reality check. Okay, let me give you a reality check. Most people will never win. You ain't gonna escape the matrix. Most people. Guys, I've been having fun since I was about when I got into this information, I realized that shit, I've been having fun for way too long. Because I got into it when I was 26, 27. I've been having fun since I was like 13, 14 years old. Drinking since I was about probably 12. Right? From Birmingham, guys. There's no age limit. It's just like, I can walk now. Put hands on his chest. Um, but like, do you get what I'm saying? So like, what are you talking about? Have fun. How dare you? Is that how much you love your family? I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for your family. Embarrassed. How about we stop having fun for like 3 to 5 years, get rich, hit your goal, and then go back to having fun if you want to. How about that one? Because we got to have balance, Jake. You've been so unbalanced for so many years, and all of a sudden now you want balance again. What are you talking about? You need balance in the complete opposite direction. Makes sense. I don't know how we got onto this subject. What was we even talking about? Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Once you have a goal, see, sometimes I just have to just like let it out, man. Because if I don't do it to you all, it's gonna, I mean, I feel, you know what I mean? I mean, who else I'm gonna say, who else am I gonna talk like this to? Do you know what I mean? I woke up this morning, Jake. I've had a few people, say something negative. Just get them on my call this morning, man. I'll let rip. Don't worry. I'll let rip. It's all good, man. And I do want to just talk to a couple of people especially in the Plymouth team. Massive shout out to first of all, massive shout out to everyone that's rank advanced this week, man. So many rank advancements all over the group. But I got a guy called Stuart Core, just hit gold. Has anyone seen the size of his arms? Talking about the subject of thinking, they're like legs. And I had someone in that team say, "Is this a scam pyramid scheme?" I was like, "Hang a minute, have you saw Stuart Core?" Like I don't want to die, guys. What I mean, you got to be you've got to be the most stupid person on the planet to scam someone like that. Does that make sense? He knows where I live. That's why we met. He knocked on my door. That's why we met. I'm not stupid. I know I got no grades in school, but come on, guys, Jesus, I love my family, man. I want to live, right? Wake up. Most people don't think. They're not thinking. Anyway, so here we go. Drop a yes in the chat if you're actually ready for the four basics of success, because this is it. I had to set the stage. I had to wet the soil. Now all the soil is it sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Imagine someone walking past this window. Now all the soil's wet. What are these? What's his call about? Is he like a gardener? Like a Zoom gardening course? So now the soil's wet. What's happening is now you're ready to receive the information. So once you've set the goal, once you've set the goal, the first basic is who do you listen to? So let's just say, for instance, your goal is to get to $10,000 a month residual income. 10,000 a month. Okay, cool. So your goal is to get to 10,000 a month, not just like through working hard, but like actual time freedom as well. Okay, cool, perfect. Now you need to think, who do I listen to now? Because without the goal, you can listen to anyone. You can listen to the news, you can listen to all your friends and family, mom and dad, etc. You can listen to anyone you want, man. But the goal actually it makes the decision making and the information gathering process a lot easier. It does. It makes it super simple. Life's very simple, guys. Like I've got a goal to make, to get to 100,000 a month. So life's super simple for me. Whenever I'm receiving information, I'm like, is this person either earning 100,000 a month or in communication with someone who's earning 100,000 a month, or maybe even the next level up? Because obviously, to get to 100,000 a month, you have to get to 10,000 a month, right? So I'm like, does that make sense, guys? So it's not just about listening to the source; it's the sub leaders. That's the cool thing about this industry. Like, if your goal is to get to platinum, let's listen to your gold. Can we at least listen to your gold? And then when you get to gold, does that make sense, right? So you want to listen to the next step. So it makes the whole decision making process, information gathering process super simple. When I joined this industry, my mom, she used to be a policewoman. She'd give me a call, Jake, listen, it sounds like a scam pyramid scheme. It's all I said, Mom, listen, I don't want to become a policewoman. I'm a man, first of all. But I don't want to, my goal is to become a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? So I've decided because that's my goal, like I can't listen to you, to dad, to uncles, to aunties, to any of my friends. Here's who I'm listening to. And I promise you guys, it's crazy how it works. But that one decision of me just choosing who to listen to has changed my entire life. I never joined GFU. I joined Alex Morton. I wasn't ever looking for an opportunity. I was looking for the right mentor. Alex Morton was mentored by Bob Proctor for over a decade, 35 years old, earned over $100 million. I'm just over here trying to get a little 100,000 a month. Can I get 10%? Can I get a little percentage of what you've done, bro? So me and my family are good forever. Yeah, 100%. Guess what, Jake? I've sat down with different companies. Here's the best company that where people can win the most and win the longest. Perfect. Boom. I don't care about what anyone has to say about my decision to join this company. Because guess what? You ain't got his results. You ain't got his results. So I'm gonna listen to, I'm gonna lock in. And the leaders, you'll see that especially the platinums and above, the platinums, the elites, directors, we're all locked in. And you're gonna see us. Do you know why the people at the top make all the money? So funny, man. Because they actually apply the information. That's why. It's got nothing to do with the structure. The people who are making the money, they're at every single event. They've chose who to listen to. They've locked in. They've locked in. Okay, the first basic is who are you going to listen to now you've decided what you want? The second basic is this: how teachable and coachable are you going to be? I want to give a massive shout out to Alex Charles, man. First of all, drop some love for Alex. He's recently become a father. Just put some claps or put some ones in the chat for Alex Charles. I was talking about Alex last night, saying about how Alex has really worked on his teachability index over the last 12 months. And it's really starting to pay off. Just about to hit the next rank in the organization, freedom money. And it's all because he's worked on the four basics of success. He's worked on the teachability index. And guess what? It wasn't easy for him. I know that. I know that for sure. It wasn't easy for him, but you know what? He just decided, like I've got two choices here. I either listen to people that aren't where I want to be. That includes the person in the mirror, by the way. You can't exclude you. You know you're a person too, right? You know you've got a mouth. Who's aware you've got a mouth that words come out of? Well, guess what? Your ears are hearing that. So are you going to listen to you? You see, I know I just mentioned Stu again. Like, I've got a coach in health and fitness. I don't make decisions in the area of health and fitness. So I pay a coach to make decisions for me. He tells me what to eat, how much to eat, which I'm struggling with at the moment. Shouldn't have probably said that. Shit. I mean, I'm finding it really, really easy to eat that much at the moment. Right? He tells me what to train. I mean, so that's the same when it comes to making money. That's why I'm paying him. Why get a coach and then listen to you? Doesn't make sense. You don't need a coach if you don't have a goal, first of all. But the second you got a goal, who are you going to listen to? Number two, how teachable and coachable are you going to be now? Are you gonna be like, yeah, do you know what? Let me just submit to the sit. You're not submitting to the person. I'm not saying that you're making that person better than you. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is they've clearly displayed that they have the results that you are looking for. They obviously think differently to you. They're doing things differently. And I promise you this right now, if you do exactly what they say, you are going to experience similar results. Here's what I will say though about all the people that have experienced the rank up recently. I guarantee you that they were checking their back office numbers quite a lot. I guarantee you that they were obsessing and thinking about their goal quite a lot. Every conversation I've had recently with a leader that's rank advancing or just about to rank advance, or I know for a fact they're just about to rank advance, it's like I can't get it out of my head. It's all I can think about. Look at Alex's goal card, it's jacked up. Like it's all I can think about. It's literally all I can think about. I'm like, wow, keep thinking about it, man. Do you know why? We become what we think about. We attract what we think about. What are you thinking about? What do you think? Do you know sometimes as well, I'll be honest, sometimes you can be distracted by a good thing. Like when I first got into trading, I was like, I was all in, man. I was like, addicted to it. And I recognized that my business started to drop down because I was thinking I was too busy thinking. That's why I love the scanner so much. You know, the Sniper Pro. No thinking involved really. And thank God as well, right? You know, John Oliver's got a lot better results than me in trading. And you know that so like let John Oliver's created this amazing system. The Sniper Pro, he does all the thinking for you. You just jump on, boom. I love it. For people like me who just like, I just want to focus on one thing. Bang. Now, don't get it twisted. You can still work a job or do different things and be with the family, but still be focused. You see, last night when I was having fish and chips, I was enjoying myself. I was with the family, but guess what, man? I was still, whenever, I was still like booking in calls. I was still thinking of where I was going. I'm talking to my wife about, where we're going and how close we are and all that different things. Does that make sense, guys? So I'm still like, even though I'm living my life, like I don't change. I'm like a different person. Makes sense. Like when I used to work at job, like you've got to be solid. You've got to be solid where you are. You can't be a little mouse over here and pretend to be a lion over here, right? The only problem in the world. I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to get into this actual subject. I'm going to get back to the topic of hand. But the only problem in the world is weak men, literally. But anyway, teachability index number two. How teachable and coachable are you? Meaning, how much are you willing to learn, and how much are you willing to change? A lot of people are willing to learn. They come to they come to these calls. They come to events. That they read books. They are so willing to learn. It's crazy. But when it comes to willing to change, that's where it's like that's the real personal development. That's the real work. That's where wisdom is going to start to kick in. That's where, like, I'll be honest, you can only really be willing to change once you start to get genuinely pissed off with your situation. At each level, you are going to have to find reasons to do more. You are going to have to and you do get better at it as well. You see, I used to avoid it, and most people do actually. Most people avoid motivate, trying to motivate themselves. They will purposely not look at people who have got a better body with them because they don't want to feel bad about their body. They will purposely not go and sit in the Rolls Royce because they don't want to feel bad about their Fiesta. They will purposely not go and network with high frequency individuals that are winning bigger than them because they don't want it to damage their ego and for them to be basically looking at a mirror and they don't like what's inside the mirror. We did an event the weekend. I want to give a massive shout out to Simon Martin. Simon's he stayed behind after the event to ask me questions. And he was asking me question after question. I said, brother, you're on the right track, man. Why? Just the fact that you stayed behind to ask these questions tells me you're on the right track, bro. Stay here. Stay this coachable. Stay this teachable. I gave him a few hints and tips. I said, bro, honestly, get yourself a fresh trim. He sent me a photo yesterday of him in the barber's chair, getting a different haircut. I said, man, this guy's coachable and teachable, man. You ain't got to worry about how the results are gonna come. Just make your main focus getting on the frequency of your goal, which is basic number three. Basic number three, guys, is there's two sides to success: the physical side and the mental side. The physical work and then the mental attitude behind the work. You have to have the mindset of everything I touch turns to gold. Remember I said about the soil? You can be doing work over here, but if you're over here and you got stinking thinking and your words are like, what did you hear what I just said about my food? And instantly I had to correct myself. That's the work right there, guys. It's what's coming out of your mouth. Your life will only extend to the words that we speak. Look at the word speak. Take away the S. That's going to be the peak of your life. You ask someone, "How are you?" Guess what the average person says, "How are you?" Not too bad. Not too bad. What? Let's just actually reverse engineer what you've just said, shall we? How are you? Bad. Fucking hell. Really? Jesus. Wish I bumped into you today. Have a good day, mate. Not too bad, mate. Just bad. Oh, cool. Whew. Anything else? You got anything else for me? You want any tissues or guys? I'm telling you right now, the you gotta be really careful with what's coming out of your mouth because you're gonna walk into that. Does that make sense? When you speak, you actually throw something into the universe and you will meet it. Everyone I speak to says no. Oh, wow. You're in for a good week this week. Can't wait to see you on Thursday with a flat nose. All the no's you're going to get this week. You see, everyone I speak to is open minded about this no brainer of an opportunity. Everything and everyone I touch turns to gold. Like literally, gold within the comp plan. Like if I touch you, you're going gold. If I decide I'm working with you, you're going gold. Congratulations. That's my belief. Now, what I will say is this you need to also believe, not in you. Oh, man, here we're getting somewhere now. It's not about believing in you. Can you believe my belief? Believe that I believe. When Ray Stanford met Bob Proctor, he was like, I didn't believe what he was saying, but I believe that he believed it. You see, when my mentor told me, Jake, you can become a millionaire, how in the world could I believe that? Like, you all described the person I used to be. You all knew me. Lazy, procrastinator, right? Scruffy, didn't know what day it was. All I care was having fun. I was the wrong person. And this guy's over here saying, Jake, do you know what? You can get the right result, you know. Huh? But I'm the wrong person. Yeah, no. But I'm the right person. And if you do the right actions with my belief, what's gonna happen is, guys, it's gonna work out. I'm telling you right now. So what I'm trying to say is there's two sides to success. On the left-hand side, you got the work, you got the strategy, you got the how, you got the the doingness. And on the right-hand side, you've got the thinking, the emotions, your thought processes, your attitude, your goals, your dreams, the words that are coming out of your mouth. I'm tired. Really? Why would you choose that? Your subconscious mind doesn't care what you plant, it's gonna give you back. Even if you are tired, don't speak it. Don't speak it. It's okay to doubt in your head. It's not okay to doubt in your heart. It's not. What does that mean? If it's in your head, it's in your head. If it's in your heart, it's coming out of your mouth. You need to understand that by you talking about certain things, it's doing absolutely nothing for your for your environment. DJ Khaled's the best at this. You know, all we do is win. Another one. All we do is win. Like you just listen to how he talks. He's a master manifester. Manifester. So the third basic is, guys, there's two sides to it, man. Be careful what's coming out of your mouth. Be careful what you're thinking about. Lock in. Get yourself a goal card. Talk to your mentor every day. Okay. Listen to the right information. Reprogram your mindset. Next, the fourth basic is the four levels of learning slash time, meaning that everyone starts as an unconscious incompetent. That's like the lowest level of learning. Unconscious incompetent. You don't know that you don't know. You do not know that you don't know. And then the next one up to that, the upgrade is you're a conscious incompetence. And now you know that you don't know. Okay. It's like driving a car. When you're younger, you don't even know that you can't drive. It's only when you get to about 12, 13, 14, you start to become aware of, oh wow, like they're cars and I can't drive. And then once you get to 17, now you start to become a conscious competent because you can start having lessons. But guess what? You know, who remembers learning how to drive, right? All the different things, you know, you moving your hands and feet at the same time, the clutch, right? The hill start. You having to really think about everything that you're doing. It's called conscious competent. You're having to really consciously make an effort. That's the same when it comes to trading. It's the same when it comes to building your business. It's really conscious. You have to consciously remind yourself, hey, listen, I need to go and speak to that person. I need to ask these questions. When I'm on when I'm doing a presentation, I need to say this. I can't forget this. Right? You're consciously having to like do it, but you want to get to the next level, which is it's unconscious competent. Well, then now you actually, even on a bad day, can't say the wrong thing. This is where like you're habitually winning. You can't help it. Not just habitually winning from a can't say the wrong thing, but you can't even think. You can't even think the wrong thing. You're that locked in. You're like you've built your mind muscle to the point where like your natural reflex now is to think of the solution. To be honest, once you get to this part, you do start to feel a little bit disconnected to most of the world. To be honest, you start to doubt your own sanity. I'm not even joking. You're thinking, am I too obsessed? See, I'm talking to the winners now. There's only a few people on the line that are going to get what I'm saying now. Am I too obsessed? Like, should I really like go? Be like, you know, maybe should I take a break or maybe I should try sunbathing? I mean, see what that's like. Can I? Yeah, I want to watch a film, babe. Of course I do. Yay. Ha. Yeah, I'll have a day with the kids. Yay. Winners, we're like, listen, you see, winners, we're not scared of failing because failing doesn't even exist in a winner's mind. Failing is giving up. We've already we've gave up the idea of giving up. Like that's a decision that a winner makes. It's like losing isn't even an option. It's not even like an option, guys. We burn the ships when it comes to giving up. We don't even. It's not even an. It's not even a. That's why when everyone says to me, "I'm not giving up," I'm like, "Why would you even mention that?" Don't worry, I'm not giving up. I'm like, okay, I wasn't worrying about it until you've just mentioned it, mate. To be honest, what the hell would you even think about giving up? That doesn't even make sense to me. How long have you been working your job? 20 years, and you ain't gave up that yet. If you're gonna give something up, let's give that up. Don't give this up because it hasn't worked after 2 weeks. You dumb dumb. Let's start thinking, shall we? Come on. But yeah, we're not scared of failing. We're scared of not winning. We're scared of because we know how other winners think. This is I'll be honest. Oh man, I'll be honest. Winners they know how other winners are thinking, and at that level, it's almost like we know we're gonna win. It's just how fast. It's how fast is the physical result gonna come? Number one, but number two, it's we're like if I even slow down today, I know this person's speeding up. If I slow down, this person's going to speed up. That's what we fear. It's not like a competition thing either. It's more of like a just a winner's mentality. But that's where you want to get to. The four levels is the unconscious incompetent. Okay, guys. So be careful who you listen to after this call. It's the 31st of August today. We're just about to enter September, right? I want you to, in the month of September, if you can listen to the Stranger Secret every day, do that. But I want you to mainly focus on who are you listening to? Who are you associating with? Who are you having pointless conversations with? 50 Cent said, your life is only going to go as far as the pointless conversations that you have. If you can't learn from someone, if they can't help you get to that next level, and you can't help them, what is taking place? Be careful with how much time you're wasting, guys. Who are you listening to? Really make that your focus over the next 30 days. Who are you listening to? And I promise you, the chances of you succeeding will go through the roof. Okay, once you decide who you're going to listen to, how teachable and coachable are you going to be? Am I going to submit? The mentor's job is to commit. The mentee's job is to submit. In LMG, you're never going to have a problem with the leader's commitment. You're never going to have a problem with the leader's commitment. Trust me. We're some very hungry leaders, man. We've all got goals, we've all got families, we've all got dreams. We're very committed. So if you just increase your submission to the system, because there's a million ways to not build this business, but there's only one that works. There's a million ways to build it that doesn't work, but there's one way that does, and that's the one that we're doing, right? Number three, where are your thoughts? Yes, okay, you do the work, but where are you think? Are you winning? Are you a winner? What's your attitude towards success? Are you inspired by other people winning, or are you intimidated by it? Does it impress you or does it depress you? When you see someone's flyer, does it impress you or does it depress you? That'll give you a good indication as to whether you are on the right side of the balance scale. It should impress you, it should fire you up. I know who's on the right side because they celebrate it like mad. You see the people, oh, congratulations. The ones that don't congratulate, I'm like, they don't get it yet. If you see someone in your organization or in the organization go silver, go gold, right? And you're wanting genuinely at some point in the future to have golds inside your business. Do you know to start that manifestation off, you have to actually celebrate that gold as if it was happening inside of your business? And only when you can genuinely do that will the universe give you it. What you want for yourself, you have to want for everybody. It says that in the Science of Getting Rich. Let me repeat that. What you want for yourself, you have to want for everybody. Even the haters, guys, even the haters. You see the haters, they need it the most. Who's ever been to like a restaurant and the waiter or the waitress, they've like been a bit moody or a bit like real sharp with you, bit negative. You can tell they hate their job. Those people need the biggest tips. Does that make sense? They need the most love. The haters need it, man. That's what they're looking for. So you need to be like, you need to be that change. Guys, what you want for you, you need to want for everyone, man. Everyone. It's like, well, I can't wait for it, so I can be at 100,000 a month and all my team are looking up to me. You don't get it. It's never going to work out. It's just never going to work out. You need to want people. You need to want your whole team to be at that level. Well, that person's underneath me in the structure and they're making more money than me. You don't get it yet. There's somebody on the line underneath you in the structure but making more money. How is that possible? I thought it was a pyramid. Oh God. No, you can make more money than the people above you if you're more disciplined thinking and you're more consistent with the actions and the thinking as well. Okay, and then number four, it's understanding that you are going to have to be a pro. I said it last week. You have to embrace the suck, embrace being bad, embrace not being great to start with. But you have to start to guess what? Be great. You have to go through that period of like not being good at something and be okay with it. But can we rip the plaster off fast? Can we get that? Can we get that shittiness out the way by taking more action? Because the more presentations you do, the more you fail forward, the sooner you're going to get into that unconscious competent stage. That's why I say to people, look, when you first get into this business, let's go through your war market real quick. Why? Because when you meet the right person, you're prepared then. You're prepared. Your war market's practice. Hey, can I practice on you? Yeah, yeah. If there was a way for you to make so much money this year without interfering with your current commitments, would you want to hear more about it? Yeah, sure. What is it? So glad you asked. What are you doing Tuesday night? We got an event. Come down. Can't you just tell me now? Nope. You have to come down, check it out. Perfect. Thank you for letting me practice on you. Hey, come down to the event Tuesday. See what's about to happen in my life. Don't bring your credit card. It's definitely not for you. All right. But come down anyway to be one of my guests. I'll even buy you a coffee. All right, sweet. Congratulations. That's how you invite to an event. Okay, super simple. But yeah, guys, listen, that's been the call. Wow, 55 minutes. That's went really fast. Hope everyone's okay. Any questions? Ask away, Leo. You can start recording.